In this video, I'm gonna show you a 1 to 3 day itinerary for New York so you can make the most of everything the city has to offer in just a few days. There's so much, you can optimize as much as possible. We've done some research here and put together a very detailed itinerary so you can make the most of everything the city has to offer in just a few days, guys. So don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, the largest travel content network in the world, and today we're gonna talk about New York, one of the cities with the most things to do in the world in just a few days. For those of you who have between 1 and 3 days to visit New York, you can get a lot out of it. I've just made a video about traveling around New York in 1 to 8 days. There's a lot to do, even in those 8 days, but we've done a lot of work to optimize it and try to put together in the best way for you. Can you include more of what you've said here per day, Gabriel? Yes, it depends a lot on people's energy. I didn't put too many things in the days because you have to move around, you walk, you find attractions, a nice cafe, a different store along the way, so you can't fit so much into the days. I tried to organize in a bit more optimized way. I'm going to put here, actually I'm going to say 5 days of travel, and then you choose between them for 3 days, for 2 days, or for 1 day, whatever you want to do, and try to see what you can optimize. Sometimes you can take a day here, put it in, optimize it, but these are the 5 main days that I think have the main tourist attractions, and then you try to fit them into your 1, 2, or 3 days of traveling. If you have only 1 day, it's going to be a difficult choice. You see that there are a lot of great things, but let's go. An important thing to understand about New York is that 95% of the attractions are centralized in Manhattan, which is the island of New York. It's an island with the main tourist attractions. Everything is there, practically everything. So the golden tip is stay there. Don't stay far from there because it's cheaper to stay in Brooklyn, other regions, neighborhoods around and off the island. But what you losing time every day going there because it's all there. There's no way around it. So make the effort. If you want some tips, we will leave the hotels we stayed in below, the link in the video description, which at the time had a very good price and it's very centrally located. The personalized map for you to see which area is the best because Manhattan is big, it's gigantic. We've already customized everything there, so use the link. There are some very cheap hotels. Take a look because in this area you'll be able to do everything because from now on, all the tourist attractions we talk about, practically all of them are going to be centralized in this area of Manhattan. So let's go. First day in New York, what to do. Usually you arrive in the morning, so you can't get up too early. You get to the hotel, change, pack your bags, so you can't compromise too much on the morning on that day. So we got there. First thing, we're going to explore the Times Square area, which is the heart of New York. It's where it really hit me, at least when I arrived in New York, when I arrived in Times Square, that I was really in New York. It's like a movie because you've seen it many times. In your head, you already know what it's like, so it's a very nice place, but it's most beautiful at night. So that afternoon you can take the opportunity to see a lot of the attractions nearby. Then you can take the subway, Uber, or whatever you need to get there. Everything works very well. The metro is super easy. Uber too. You can go walking, you can walk around and get to know the city. So the first day you go to this area near Times Square. You can go first to the Rockefeller Center, which is a little further down from the attractions we're going to talk about for the first day. Rockefeller Center is very cool. It's one of the most famous skyscrapers in New York. It has ice skating, that super iconic Christmas tree. Underneath Rockefeller, there's the City Hall Music, which is very famous. There are some very nice stores, especially for those with children. There's a giant Lego store, a giant Nintendo store. It's a beautiful area. And the Rockefeller is one of the main sites from the observatory where you can go up and see the whole of New York. There are others that I'll mention here. There's the Empire State, the One World Observatory. There are several. Today, there are 4 or 5 main ones, but I recommend between the Empire State and the Rockefeller. I like the Rockefeller better. I think the structure to see it from up there is nicer. You have a beautiful view of Central Park, which the others don't have that view of the expensive city with with Central Park, so I'd recommend that on your first day you take advantage of it. See the area below Rockefeller, go up, and you have a panoramic view of New York, so you can see where everything is. You see Central Park, the buildings, the Statue of Liberty to the south of Manhattan. You can get used to that view and the map of New York that's going to be in your head forever. In leaving there are some very nice sites that are very close by, which is Bryant Park, which is a public park, more for those who live and work there, very nice. It's not that big, but it's super iconic, well worth a visit, and behind it is the New York Public Library, which is beautiful. Use common sense, be very quiet, don't record videos, and don't talk loudly because it's a place for reading. Nowadays, you see a lot of people with laptops there. Things have changed a bit, but it's a beautiful place and well worth a visit. And the Grand Station, which is New York's main train station. It's very nice to visit. It's a shopping mall inside. There are restaurants. There's the bakery, which is really nice to get a cookie or something there. There are several American-style bakeries. It's very tasty, well worth a visit too. And the architecture there is beautiful. On the way there is also St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is very beautiful. I recommend that you go inside and have a look around because it's really a nice architecture. And right next door is Saks Avenue, which is a huge department store that sells everything. You can have a look there. Be careful not to waste too much time because it's huge, but it's a place worth visiting. If you're interested in shopping, if you don't want to go shopping, don't want to waste time, skip that part. And then it will probably be getting dark, so try to eat in a nice little restaurant. Book ahead for those of you who want a nice restaurant to sit and eat. OpenTable is a mobile app, a website that works everywhere in the world. It's super easy to book, but book ahead because here in the United States they have this thing, otherwise you won't get the best ones. There's a very nice one called Carmine's. It's an Italian restaurant that's very famous in New York, so if you want to eat good iconic Italian food on your first day, go there. It's very nice, very popular, and very tasty. Then after dark, go to Times Square, which is very cool. You go to Times Square and it lights up. Then it's the Times Square we know, all fancy with those billboards. It's really cool. A tip, there will be lots of characters there. Pokemon, Spider-Man, the cowboy who plays in his swimming trunks. All of them, if you stop and take a picture, you have to pay a tip. Sometimes they're a bit pushy, they're even a bit hostile, and they cost $10, $20. It's not $5 or $1. You have to pay a lot of money. So only take pictures if you're willing to. You see that there are people everywhere. It's very cool. And there's the staircase that's super famous. It's very popular to sit and watch all the outdoor rides. People sit there, it's a great view, and there are some really nice stores around. There's a Hershey's that's really cool, all chocolate, and in the same style, there's an M&M's store, which is also very nice to visit. And there's Broadway, so it's very busy that day. But I'll give you a tip for another day in the evening to try and see a Broadway show, which is expensive, but it's one of the most beautiful shows in the world. If you manage to see at least one, I think it's a great experience. We went there and we really recommend that you go at least one show. It will be amazing. Second day in New York, we can't stop talking about the Statue of Liberty. It's in the south of Manhattan at the bottom of the island. So you take the subway to the Statue of Liberty station and then you get off there and take the tour. How do you take this tour? Either you buy it on the spot, which we don't recommend. We went there and there was a queue that must have taken over an hour. Everyone were out in the sun. It was still hot when we went. Buy in advance. These tickets are sold in several places, but everything in advance and you have a much better experience. Then you can take a ferry boat ride that goes around the Statue of Liberty, and then you can take a picture, see it up close because it's not in Manhattan, it's on a small island far from Manhattan. You can see it if you're right on the edge, but the best thing is to take the boat trip. One place where we always buy all the tickets, which is very good, is a website that I'll leave here in the description of the video. There is a link to everything. The hotels, the ticket websites, the travel SIM card we use, the cheapest travel insurance, the global account so you can save a lot when buying dollars. There are all the tips you need to plan your trip. Use it here. The links all have discount coupons included, so save this page below in the description. Plan it from your computer. You see that you get very good prices and much cheaper than in traditional places. Then there's this excursion and tours website that sells everything from all over the world. New York has all the tours, we always buy everything there, and there's the Statue of Liberty tour. An advanced tip, and if you're going to see the Statue of Liberty, climb either the Empire State or the Rockefeller Center, go to the Natural History Museum, go to the Guggenheim, which is one of New York's main museums among other attractions, buy the ticket combos. There are some combos that sell several attractions together and are much cheaper. The most famous of this is City Pass. On this website, they sell the City Pass, so take a look. It's a pass that's for $130, if I'm not mistaken. You buy 5 or 6 of the main attractions, the ones I mentioned, including the Statue of Liberty, the Rockefeller Observatory, and you pay around $130, at least at the time we went. When I did the math, if I bought them separately, it would have cost $240. So it's a huge savings. It's easier too. Check out these combos, especially for New York, and they are usually well worth it because you can pay less and enjoy even more tours. Leaving the Statue of Liberty tour behind, take the opportunity to visit New York's financial district. That's where there's Wall Street, the street with the flag, the stock exchange, you name it. It's very cool. It's a really nice place to walk around. That's where the charged bull is that everyone wants to see. That's a gigantic bronze bull. Legend says, has it, that it's whoever makes one, it's hard to say it on YouTube. Legend has it that whoever fondles the bull's private parts will have an eternal fortune, will do well in the world's financial life. So you see that there's a queue, you have to get in line to take a video or a photo of yourself caressing the bull. Good heavens, they're crazy, I did it too. But you can't miss it, you're already there, and then take advantage of the fact that you're already in the area, you'll be close to the World Trade Center, where there's the Memorial Complex, the new building that was built. There's a lot to see, and you can spend a few hours there. A very cool attraction that's right next to the World Trade Center is the Oculus. The Oculus, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but it's a train station at the World Trade Center, which they've designed with spectacular architecture. It doesn't even look like a train station. It looks like a gigantic museum, and inside there's the Westfield Shopping Mall, which is one of the main chain shopping malls in the United States. There are lots of stores, restaurants, you can wander around and spend a lot of time there. If you want to learn more about the history of the fall of the Twin Towers, there's a museum there. You see that where the Twin Towers were, there are 2 wells, 2 gigantic marble holes with the names of the victims on the side. It's a different kind of energy. I think it's nice to go and see it. We enjoyed the experience. And there's the One World Observatory, which is the gigantic building they built in honor of the towers. Tribute to the towers, it's the tallest tower in the United States. You can go up there, but you have to pay for a ticket. In my opinion, it's more iconic to go to the Rockefeller. Remember, I told you to go on the first day, but it's a nice option too. If you want to go to another one, want to go up, want to see a different view of the city, that's another option. If you have the energy, try to catch a Broadway musical, which is really cool. They sell tickets for excursion on the website I mentioned it. We managed to get some really good prices. Take a look around. The main ones are the Lion King. There's the Phantom of the Opera, which is very famous. The Frozen one, I don't know if it's still there. It's been around for ages. The Disney ones are generally easier for people who don't understand English because there isn't much of a story. We already know what it's like. So if you don't know English, this is a good tip. Prioritize the Disney ones. If you have a good command of English, you can try the other ones, which are quite nice. Third day in New York, what to do? I like this day a lot. I think it's one of my favorites. It was very nice to do this day. You go to Central Park. Central Park is very big, but get it in your head, it's very big because we had no idea. It's gigantic. You can't see it in a whole day. So maybe if you want to see it all, you have to spend a couple of days, maybe 3 days. It's really big. It cuts almost the whole city in half. So get up early, have some breakfast on the street and go there, walk, wear comfortable clothes. There are people who like to run, exercise, and there are lots of attractions. Try to focus on the main ones. There's the Beatles Memorial there, the circle with the picture in the middle, which is very famous. There are the Shakespeare Gardens, which are very nice, super romantic, and doesn't have much of a queue. I found these attractions within Central Park very peaceful. You don't have to pay for these. The only thing you have to pay is for the zoo. If you're with children, there is the zoo from the movie Madagascar, which is famous. If you want to see the zoo experience, but the rest of the park, practically everything is free. And it's a delight because there you can walk in the park. You're looking around, surrounded by buildings, the tallest skyscrapers in the world. There are several that have many stories. If you Google them, you see, oh, that's the oldest hotel hotel in the world. That one was haunted. That one had a history with I don't know who. I don't know. All they have the story behind them, and it's really nice to see contrast between the park, the green or white if you go in winter and it's snowing, and the city in the background. It's really a beautiful atmosphere. And leaving there, you're probably going to get hungry, so at around 2, you can have lunch somewhere, go for a walk, head in the direction of the Natural History Museum. You'll be close by. It's a very beautiful museum, well worth a visit. If you're with children, it's the coolest tour of the trip. Even if you're not with a child, it's worth it. It's huge. It's really like the movie The Night at the Museum, but there's so much to do. It's a full day's walk and you still won't get to see everything, so take the day to see it. And when you leave it in the evening, look for somewhere to eat. Take a stroll around New York, because you'll find that a very nice tourist attraction there is simply walking around. You'll find that all the streets look like scenes from a movie. Of course, it's not a good idea to wander into the out-of-the-way places, but if you have Google Maps, everything's up to date. It's very easy for you to get around. And now the 4th day in New York. This is the only day you actually leave Manhattan, get to know a little bit of early Brooklyn. You start the day at City Hall Park Station, which is the closest station to the Brooklyn Bridge. It's super iconic, the look of it, it's really cool. Go early as it's emptier, around 9 if you can. You walk across it, it's a 40-minute walk, but it's really nice because you get a panoramic view of the New York skyline of Manhattan, which is really cool. And inside, the photos are beautiful, the videos, it's a really cool experience. There's a walkway for cyclists, pedestrians, and cars. You can choose which way you want to cross. Then, when you get to the end, you can explore Brooklyn Bridge Park, which is a beautiful park at the end of the bridge with a lovely view too. Then you can walk around the area known as Dumbo. It's a really nice area to explore, and that's where the famous Jane's Carousel is. So take a look around. It's a really nice area, and try to eat something there. One tip for eating there is to try and have lunch at the Time Out Market. It's a very nice big market full of good places to eat. And a tip, if you can, there's a rooftop upstairs with a beautiful view of the city. Check it out, it's really cool. And there's also that famous intersection nearby, a street where you can take a picture to see the Brooklyn Bridge in the background. It's also a beautiful place to visit, and it is very popular, guys. You will see lots of people going there, but it's all there in the area, so you can do all of this on the way from Manhattan to early Brooklyn. And then from there, go back to Manhattan, take the subway. It's super quick, super easy. And then my tip would be to go to Summit of Vanderbilt. This is very cool. Summit 1, it's a gigantic new building. It's another skyscraper. New York is full of skyscrapers. It has also an incredible observatory on top, but it has a difference, and that is that it's not just an observatory. It has several immersive experiences. There's the Hall of Mirrors, the balls, what you hang from, so it's a really cool place. The area down there is beautiful. Take a walk, have dinner, it's really good. And I'll leave this link below. Save the link because there's everything you need to organize your trip. The global account is great for saving money on everything. Don't buy dollars in exchange houses. Don't use your credit card on your trip. Nowadays, you can save a lot of money by buying dollars using global accounts. I'll leave you with the one we use with a discount coupon. I use it everywhere in the world. It's cheaper and easier. The travel chip, there's a very good SIM card we use that works everywhere. Travel insurance at half the price of travel agencies. It's very important, it's cheap. Take a look, follow these footsteps, guys, and you have a great trip with the best experience. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us a lot. And here I'll leave 2 other videos that are very good for you to follow, guys. So thank you very much and have nice trips.